Settings powder. Hello. Hi. So a surprising amount of people have asked me to do a more tutorial-y type of video of how I do my makeup. Excuse the hair, I just had a shower after the gym. Yeah, so I thought I would do a tutorial today. I'm actually doing my makeup for a shoot, and I thought I would do my makeup in detail, talking about the products and technique and everything. Because like the amount of people who have asked me to do this is surprising, I could say the least. I'm very happy, so I'm going to enjoy this video. I'm going to like go through it kind of step by step in a lot of detail, so let's begin. So yeah, what's everyone been doing? I feel like, again, it's been forever since I did a video. I have had so much work and like so many deadlines and just so much stuff going on that I just really haven't had the chance to do anything for myself, and I haven't wanted to, because I get in this like hole of doing work and then not wanting to do anything for myself until I'm finished, because I can't enjoy it anyway, which sucks. The first thing you do, obviously, you start with clean skin, and I like to start with completely bare skin but with moisturizer. So I've used some moisturizer, let it set for about 10 minutes, and then you begin. So I like to prep my face with Max Prep and Prime. So this is Max Prep and Prime. I think a lot of people know this product. Just give a generous spray, and I like to pat it all over my skin. So pat all over. Now I've been using this primer by The Ordinary, which is this one. Hello. This one. It's a really cool primer. I think it reminds me a lot of the Benefit Pore Professional, because it has that smoothing, it does say high adherence silicone primer. It does remind me of that like mattifying, pore filling, skin evening kind of texture. I haven't noticed if there's a difference between having primed my skin or not. I think a lot of makeup artists have talked about this, and makeup gurus and YouTubers, even Jeffree Star has mentioned that, you know, they're not really sure whether primer does anything. I've noticed that Nikki as well, Nikki Tutorials, has said it, and a lot of people don't really know. So I might do a test one day, honestly. Today I'm gonna mix in my MAC Face and Body, which is a little bit worse for wear. There we go. A little bit of Face and Body and a little bit of NYX's Total Control, this one. Because this one is a light coverage and then this one is a medium to full coverage, so I feel that you get the best of both worlds. So I think that when you mix, you get total control over what you want and the shade and the texture and everything. So I'm just gonna put this directly onto my face. I'm gonna use my little mirror from my bronzer because I don't have a mirror with me here, so sorry. So you take your beauty blender, which has to be wet as well. Like, I feel that a lot of people don't mention that because it's also kind of a given, but if you don't know, you don't know. So you wet your beauty blender, squeeze it a couple of times under the tap, squeeze out the excess water, and then use that to tap the product into your skin. Again, you're not sweeping with the beauty blender, and the blenders do pick up products, so I feel that it gives a more natural finish. But if you want a thicker coverage, then definitely use a foundation brush, especially if you use a flathead brush. So, and also blend into your hairline, because I've noticed as well, so many people kind of stop their foundation like here, and then there's a difference here, and it's very noticeable, and you've got to blend into your all the kind of areas, into like the edge of your nose, your ears, down to your chin and your neck. Kind of a natural coverage here, but today I want to go full coverage. So I'm going to use some concealer, which is going to be MAC's Pro Longwear Concealer, which is my favorite. I'm going to conceal my blemishes, and then I'm going to add some more foundation on the top. So that will give you a more natural result, rather than just kind of applying the concealer underneath. Once you've blended your concealer, then I would recommend waiting for it to dry. And let's go back in with another layer of my mix. Now, a really interesting tip that I was given many years ago was to remove some of the excess foundation from your smile lines. Remove a little bit from here, you see? And a little bit from your smile line. So just take the clean side of your blender and just pat over it, just a little. Your concealer again. Another great concealer that I've been using and is pretty much running out is Makeup Revolution's Fast Base Concealer. This one is in the palest color. It's nice, it's very thick. I find it a little bit powdery in finish for me, whereas this MAC's one is a bit softer. So for under your eyes, where you don't want any kind of caking, because obviously you don't want the makeup to go into any lines that you have. The thing is that even if you don't have lines, like under my eyes I don't have lines, but after quite a while of like laughing and smiling, if I'm wearing that, it might sink into them a little bit, whereas this doesn't. So I'm just taking about 3 nice dots under my eyes. I don't like to draw the whole triangle to lighten under your eyes. I think it's unnecessary. Just a little bit on your forehead, a little bit on your chin, a little bit down here, a little bit down here. So what you're doing essentially is cream contouring with this technique, and just tap that into under your eyes and take it all the way up there, so you're getting that look. All right, so as you can see, I've got a good base going on, but absolutely no dimension. So the first thing you want to do is either use a powder or a cream contour. Now what I mean by that, like, you don't need to find a product that is for contouring. Like, you don't need a palette, you don't need a stick. You can just use a concealer or a foundation if you want an even more natural look, darker than yours, like much darker, not just like tanned, but for much darker skin. So either choose a bronzer that is made for dark skin, a concealer, a foundation, whatever you want to use. I like to use a very dark bronzer, which is by NYX, and I'm gonna list everything below, by the way. So on a slightly slanted brush, like a little bit, just take a couple of taps of the product, tap it off, and then under your, like, so here's my kind of natural shadow here. Basically you want to follow that, so don't go too low either, because then you're going to kind of, you're not going to highlight your cheekbone. So here where that shadow is, there, I'm just going to draw a little bit like that, and then buff it into my skin, kind of upward and upward motions. There you go. I'm already looking more snatched. That's your contour. Bearing in mind my light is over there, so this side is being lit a little bit more. I kind of didn't want it on your face, so that's why. So the next thing you want to do is that, because this gives like quite a dramatic effect, take a big fluffy bronzing brush and use your bronzer. I'm using NYX's matte bronzer. This is the lighter shade now, and then just again a couple of taps, and here again you are adding that warmth back into your skin. So you take that. all the way again into your hairline. You're highlighting this area. You're working on this area. I like to take a little bit on the bottom of my nose, bottom of my chin, and the middle of my nose as well. I don't really care about contouring my nose so much, but and then all along your head here and your hairline, because this is where you naturally tan and it gives more structure. Finishing setting powder. This is a Ready Set Loose Settings setting powder. This is by Barry M. I got it because it was cheap, I've got to be honest. Like, I don't really care for setting powder because I have dry skin and I don't have oily skin. I have dry to normal skin, but I do sweat a lot, and so to give yourself, oh dear, some dimension on the slanted edge of your blender and your jawline here. Now, a lot of people apply under their eyes. I'm going to do that today only because I'm taking some photos, so I definitely want that extra intense under eye kind of. Hello? I'd say another 20 minutes. So, and then take another fluffy brush and just fluff it out. This one you fluff upwards and this one you fluff downwards. Now, a lot of people will kind of just remove the excess in that kind of motion, but because I sweat, I like to kind of coat my cheeks in a little bit of the powder and then just whatever is left on the brush, just apply it to my forehead, because that is the area that sweats, but not so much that it's gonna give me lines or anything. So as you can see now, I have this quite smooth look going on now here especially. And next product that I am absolutely in love with. Oh my god. Okay, I bought this. It is NYX Born to Glow. Oh my god. Okay, this one is in Eternal Glow. Oh my god. Okay, so it is a blush, but it also has highlighter in it, and it is like this pinky golden bliss. And I think that for summer, like, even though a lot of makeup artists will recommend that you don't take the shine down to further than here, I think you can get away with just up to like your apple, just here, as long as you have this area matte. You can have the pink, the glow. It's so good. I can't believe how beautiful the effect is. You will see now. You do not need much, so be careful if you buy this, which I recommend it so much. Definitely be careful. Like, have a look inside as much as you can. Help me. It's, see the shine. It's not even in focus. I don't even care. And check this out. Look. Oh my god. Firstly, the difference in, check out like that side and this side, the dimension that blush gives you anyway. I think it's amazing, but this is just, look, God. So this for summer. Oh yeah, and I put a little bit on my nose as well. This for summer for me is the perfect thing because you blend it perfectly with your highlighter. It's got that shimmer, it's pink, it's peachy, it's just everything I want going on. Take my Whisper of Gilt MAC highlighter, which will blend perfectly into this, and I'm taking a fan brush and I'm just sweeping a little bit there. There we go. And onto your nose, above your lip, above your eyebrows, and then we'll leave the eyebrows until after. So this is what I've got going on at the moment. A lot of people don't know how well products do when they're wet, so we're just going to take the same product, a little bit of MAC's Prep and Prime, just spray it onto your brush with it loaded with product already. So you want to swirl it and then apply, and then just, oh god, look at it. It's just like, look at that, look at that. it's just like wet on the skin, you know? That's the kind of, yeah. That's the kind of look that you want, especially in the summer. And so obviously you can do this with eyeshadow, highlighter, so many different things. So today we're going to do quite a few of those things. Like, oh my god, I'm nervous about doing my eyes today because I want to do like a really intense photo afterwards. So I'm gonna start with my eyebrows. Now, my favorite trick, I'm just gonna use this Rimmel Professional Eyebrow Pencil in dark brown. I do have quite dark natural eyebrows, so we're just gonna brush them a little bit into place. And now, my secret trick. I use the Got2b Glued hair gel for my eyebrows. And I will tell you why. Basically, I've used this glue. Well, it's not glue, it's hair gel, but it's like glue. I've used it for my wigs to kind of essentially glue the wig to my head and just kind of like keep everything in place. It is amazing. So I also know that it's okay on my skin because obviously I've used it on my forehead. It is amazing. It is so strong. So I just kind of put a bit on the back of my hand and put my little brush that it comes with it. You can use a toothbrush, you can use whatever you want, and just apply it into my eyebrows. And just, I'm gonna extend that line, just so. So obviously, I think a lot of people have noticed how much I like to do the brushed brow look. So just kind of distribute some of the product through your eyebrows like that. And then what you want to do is brush your eyebrows upwards, and I like that full kind of intense brushy look for summer. And I think it's because it reminds me of getting out of the sea, you know, when you like push the water behind you, just push the water and you push your hair back, it kind of, your eyebrows go up. So it reminds me of that getting out of the sea type of look. It's used in a lot of fashion campaigns and photographs in the summer by a lot of hair and makeup artists and designers, etc. So I think it's kind of that, a little bit of, you know, subliminal messaging of brushed eyebrows for summer. Just taking a little bit of foundation to use as a prepper, and then just pat that in. Okay, today I'm gonna go for something very dramatic and colorful. So I'm going to start with, ooh, orange or pink. I'm gonna go for pink. I'm gonna take NYX's Tropic palette, which is my summer palette. It has, oh no, before that, let's do some fake freckles. I'm gonna take this slanted brush. So it's one of these detail brushes. Can you see? No. There we go. So it's one of these slanted brushes. Now just take a little bit of brown eyeshadow and just dot around. Then just dust that off with the brush that you brush off the excess. Look at those colors. I'm going to take this hot pink color here for my crease. So on a medium fluffy brush, just tap in a couple of times, tap off the excess. We do the same as usual, which is just take this into this crease of your eye, just back and forth, and kind of make this winged shape. If these aren't the best summer colors, I honestly don't know what are. Now I take a clean, fluffy brush just to blend that out to make it like really natural. So here's how it is. And then just take it just gently in circular motions, and you're just blending that slightly outwards. Just like that. Take this reddish color, that in that crease again, but not just from like this corner of my eye and outwards. So basically I'm just kind of putting it here like that, and then just pulling it outwards a bit. So I'm going to use this as Lid Lingerie by NYX again. I'm going to use this brown color, and this is tricky for me at least. You're going to take the color diagonally onto your eyelid, so you do this kind of thing to give you more of a cattish look. Is that the same? Right, so you have this mess, right? So you're just taking the same brush and blending that around a bit. Just kind of blend in that one area, back and forth, and then over towards the middle of your eye. Take a little bit of foundation on my blender and just... Again, this is why a lot of people do eyes first, is so that you can clean this without kind of cutting into your highlighter or your anything. But the last thing we're going to do is a cut crease, which is anxiety inducing. So you need a good concealer, a thick one. So again, I'm going to use MAC's Pro Longwear. It's flat, and then you just dip into your concealer a bit and you create a cut crease, which is ominous sounding, isn't it? Okay. Hello. Hi. Now you take another clean flat brush, and I'm using this pigment by NYX, again, loving it. It's a silvery type of color. So I wet my brush first, so wet your brush with a bit of MAC's Prep and Prime. You can also like spray it onto your leg and dip into it. I found that that's a little bit more effective. And then dip into the pigment. You're gonna pat onto that area that you've cleaned. Okay, we're looking shiny. I think I'm gonna mix a bit of pigment now, and I'm going to use, oh god, I hope I don't mess this up. I'm going to use a bit of MAC's pigment. This one, I don't know what color it is, but it's like a coppery orange color. So I just stuck on some false eyelashes. They are, I think, Ardell ones. I can't remember right now, but I will list them below. And so the last thing that I like to do is just put a little bit of white eyeliner in your waterline to open up your eyes. There you go. I'm not going to wear any eyeliner because I think that the lashes have kind of done that job. And the very last thing is some lip. So I'm gonna go for this Rimmel Exaggerate full color in Under My Spell, and just draw a little cross here on your Cupid's bow so it's easier to join it later. So I have filled them in. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of the Revolution Fast Base Concealer and dot it in the middle for some dimension. And that is my look done. So that is how I do my full glam. I will list everything below. I will also post the photo and let me know what you think and if you liked, and if you like any of these products as well, because they're my fave. So yeah, so this is yeah, so as you see, full kind of shine, lots of pigments, lots of layering. Obviously you don't need to do all of this, but the base was kind of a good guide of what you could do for your everyday, and then just use like a little bit of eyeliner or fake lashes on their own. Get creative. So yeah, thank you.